Have you ever wondered if choosing solitude after 75 is actually a sign of true wisdom in a successful life? As we get older, it is natural to feel a bit of pressure from society to always be surrounded by people, or to fear the quiet moments of our own company. But here is the truth. You might be entering a stage of existence that is far more blessed and fulfilling than the world leads you to believe. In this video, we are diving into 5 specific blessings that come to those who have the wisdom to live alone in their later years, even if you don't think it is a desirable path yet. Each blessing reveals how a life of solitude goes far beyond the common misconceptions of loneliness. Stay tuned until the end, because you will discover how these blessings not only boost your confidence, but might just change the way you see your future and your own worth forever. Now, let's get started. Number 1, complete personal freedom. One clear sign that you are entering a truly wise phase of life is if you find yourself deeply appreciating the complete personal freedom that living alone provides. This can manifest in many subtle ways, such as waking up at whatever time feels right for your body, eating exactly what you crave without compromise, or lingering over a book in total silence for as long as you wish. If you notice this kind of appreciation, it is a strong indication that you are finally prioritizing your own soul over the constant demands and expectations of others. Older individuals are often drawn to the comfort of their own routines, as these habits can make them feel secure and truly in control of their environment. The way you handle your daily schedule can tell a lot about how much you have grown to value your own autonomy. For example, a man named Robert, who is 78 years old, spent his entire life accommodating the needs of his large family and a demanding career in accounting. He initially feared the silence of his house after he reached his late 70s, but he soon discovered that he could finally listen to his own thoughts without interruption. This reflects a deeper level of self-respect and an understanding that your time is the most precious asset you have left. It is not about being selfish, isolated, or trying to avoid the world through exaggerated displays of withdrawal. What truly makes your later years appealing is your ability to be comfortable in your skin, projecting a quiet self-assurance that comes from knowing you are the master of your own domain. People in general tend to gravitate toward individuals who are grounded and content, sensing that they have reached a level of maturity where they no longer need external permission to exist. So if you find yourself enjoying the ability to make every single decision for yourself, it may very well be because you sense your inner strength and the profound blessing of true independence. Number 2, enhanced emotional resilience. Another significant sign that you are blossoming in your wisdom is when you start to experience a remarkable level of enhanced emotional resilience that only develops in the quiet of your own space. While many people believe that living alone makes a person more fragile or prone to sadness, the reality is that solitude provides the perfect environment for you to process your emotions with total honesty and depth. This can show up in your life as a reduced need for external validation, a calmer response to life's inevitable challenges, or even an unexpected sense of joy that bubbles up from within for no particular reason at all. Many people in their 60s and 70s assume that they need a constant social circle to remain emotionally stable. But the truth is that the most resilient individuals are those who have learned to be their own best friend and primary support system. Consider the story of a woman named Barbara, who is 81 years old and has lived alone for several years since her children moved to different states. She used to worry that her emotional health would decline without daily conversations, but she found that her time alone allowed her to face her fears and her memories with a strength she never knew she possessed during her busier years. This reflects a deeper level of psychological growth that remains available to you. As long as you provide yourself with the space to listen to your heart, you do not need to be a philosopher or a spiritual leader to achieve this kind of inner balance. What makes you truly appealing and magnetic to others is your ability to stay steady and composed, projecting a sense of wisdom that others find deeply comforting. When you prioritize your emotional health by embracing the stillness, you are essentially building a fortress of peace that no external event can easily shake. This level of care for your internal world shows that you value your experiences and your ability to remain a grounded presence in the lives of those you choose to interact with. If you find yourself feeling more at peace and less dependent on the moods of others, it is a clear indication that your solitary lifestyle is providing you with a blessing of strength that many will never understand. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, cultivated intellectual clarity. If you consistently notice that your mind feels sharper and your ability to focus on your interests has reached a new peak, that is a clear indication that you are reaping the blessing of cultivated intellectual clarity. Many older adults find that the constant noise of a busy household or a demanding social life can clutter the mind and make it difficult to engage in deep thought or meaningful hobbies. However, for those who choose to live alone after the age of 75, the brain is given the gift of a distraction-free environment where it can truly flourish and expand. This is especially true for those of us who have spent our lives learning and growing, as our later years provide the perfect opportunity to synthesize all of that knowledge into true wisdom. A person who takes the time to feed their intellect and pay attention to the details of their interests is seen as someone who understands the value of lifelong learning, which is very attractive to those around them. Consider the experience of a man named Thomas, who was 79 years old and spent his career as a high school history teacher before he retired. He noticed that his passion for reading and writing was much more intense and satisfying when he had hours of uninterrupted time in his favorite chair by the window. Thomas realized that his mind was not just slowing down, but was actually becoming more refined and capable of seeing connections that he had missed during his younger and more chaotic years. This demonstrates your attention to the internal growth of your mind and your understanding that being alone is not a state of emptiness, but a state of profound mental abundance. Your ability to maintain a sharp and curious mind adds layers to your overall appeal as a wise and grounded individual who is in total control of their intellectual journey. It is not just about having more information, but about the confidence that comes from knowing your mind is a vibrant and active place that you enjoy visiting every single day. Moreover, the attention you pay to your mental health shows that you are a person who takes pride in yourself and your long-term cognitive resilience. This level of care and consideration is something that many people find incredibly appealing, as it signifies that you are not only concerned about the past, but also about your ability to engage with the present and the future with clarity and strength. Number 4, authentic social connections. When you begin to notice that your relationships with others have become more meaningful and authentic, even though you see people less frequently, it is a clear sign that you are gaining a deeper level of wisdom through your solitude. While it is easy to focus on the quantity of social interactions, the true blessing of living alone is that it allows you to be much more selective about who you invite into your space in your life. If you find that you are no longer willing to tolerate superficial conversations or toxic dynamics, it is an indication that your system is prioritizing quality over quantity in a way that protects your energy and your heart. The setting in which we interact with others often provides the context for how much we value our own company. For example, Linda, who is 76 years old, found that she enjoyed her weekly lunch with her 2 closest friends, much more than the large and noisy parties she used to host. She used to feel a sense of obligation to be around people constantly, but as she embraced her solitary life, she realized that she only wanted to spend her time with those who truly understood her and made her feel seen. By choosing to prioritize her authentic connections, she stayed more energized, and her overall sense of belonging reached a new peak that was built on truth rather than social performance. This subtle but significant change suggested a curiosity and admiration for her own worth that her friends and family began to notice and respect. What makes this realization so telling is that it is often a deliberate moment of observation regarding how much better you feel when your social time is spent with intention. It shows you are intrigued by the possibility of living with integrity and are willing to make choices that support your emotional well-being. Whether you choose to meet a friend for a quiet walk or participate in a small community project, it shows a deeper level of commitment to your own standards. You should recognize that this selective approach to social life is not a sign of being grumpy or difficult. It is a direct result of the respect you show yourself every day. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, profound spiritual fulfillment. One of the most vital signs that your solitary life is a true blessing is if you find that your sense of spiritual fulfillment and inner peace has reached a depth that you never thought possible. For many seniors, the later years are a time for reflection on the meaning of life and our place in the universe. And this journey is most effectively taken in the quiet presence of the self. However, those who live alone after the age of 75 are building a sanctuary of spiritual integrity that keeps them grounded and unafraid of the passing time. This can manifest in the way you find beauty in the smallest things, like the way the light hits your kitchen floor at 10 a.m., or the simple joy of breathing in the fresh air on your porch. If you notice this kind of spiritual awareness, it is a strong indication that your soul is finally finding the rest and the connection it has been searching for throughout your entire life. Older individuals are often drawn to the idea that they must be busy to be significant. But the truth is that our greatest significance is found in the quality of our internal presence. For instance, a man named Arthur, who is 83 years old, has found that his daily practice of quiet reflection and gratitude has transformed his view of aging from a period of loss to a period of harvest. He found that even as his physical body slowed down, his spirit felt more expansive and more connected to the world around him than ever before. This reflects a deeper level of how our hearts respond to the gift of silence, maintaining a sense of wonder and peace exactly where it is needed most to navigate the final stages of our journey. It is not about being a religious scholar or trying to achieve a specific state of enlightenment through exaggerated rituals. What truly makes you resilient and magnetic is the steady and daily reinforcement of your own spiritual foundation, projecting a quiet self-assurance that you are at peace with the world and with yourself. People in general tend to gravitate toward individuals who exude this kind of inner light, sensing that they have a reliability and a wisdom that is built on decades of lived experience. So if you feel a sense of profound contentment in your own presence, it may very well be because you have discovered the ultimate blessing of the solitary life. Final thoughts. As we wrap up this exploration of why those who choose to be alone after 75 are truly wise, take a moment to reflect on the blessings we have shared today. What stood out to you the most as you thought about your own life and the choices you make for your peace of mind? There is something uniquely reassuring about the presence of an experienced individual who has learned that the greatest source of happiness is not found in the noise of the world, but in the quiet of their own heart. We often feel a sense of comfort and trust when we see others taking charge of their aging process with such grace and wisdom. Younger men and women, while vibrant and full of energy, may not have the same depth of insight that you have cultivated through your many decades of lived experience. People recognize that you have walked a path that requires courage and self-respect, and this history makes you a source of knowledge and a beacon of hope for everyone you meet. One of the most attractive qualities in a mature person is the ability to be comfortable in your skin and confident in the relationship you have built with yourself over time. This natural confidence is magnetic and cannot be faked. It draws people in because they can sense your authenticity and your inner strength. When you walk through your day with the energy that comes from a life lived on your own terms, you do not need to command attention because your calm presence invites others to feel at ease in your company. People are naturally drawn to this, sensing that they can find inspiration in your steady and grounded energy. Your ability to be just yourself, making choices that support your future while embracing your current season of life, becomes one of your most compelling features. It is not about what you say or do, but how you make others feel valued, inspired, and encouraged by your commitment to living a life of depth and meaning. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like